Hey everyone, John here. I am going to try to demonstrate for you the concept. I was going to type this all up, but I figured it'd be easier just to show you guys how this would potentially work. This is a prototype on early voting digital postcards. The whole purpose of this is to set up a system that will allow people to identify their friends and family members who are voting for the Democrats, and then allow them to track whether or not they actually did that. So let's take a look at the system by starting off with the first page. So this is the join the team page, and basically this would be promoted through DTC's local activist groups, and a video that we put together about explaining why it is important to vote early. And the most important thing you can do is talk to your friends and family about doing that, and then making sure that they do it. So you can see it starts off as a regular form, first name, last name, address, that allows us to check whether or not they're actually registered. And then it finishes off with the actual greeting. So you've got a greeting for the postcard, a body for the postcard, and your signature line. All of this is put together in a visual template that we can reuse. So I'm using Canva as the demonstration. Let me show you what that looks like. And all these graphics are just basic, so we can come up with better ones. But basically you can add text to this, whatever you want. I'm just going to put your message here. So whatever you were to type into the greeting, that would appear on the top, and your body message would be here, and then of course you have the sign off down below. We'd have standard format and standard look to it so that we can continuously reuse it. Now once the person has filled that out, they will then immediately go and receive an email. I'll show you what that looks like. So you filled up this form, and we'll hit submit, and they will get this email. And the email is going to be generated based off of what they filled out in the form. Basically it has three parts. You can see them on the side up here. You've got on your task, you've got an email postcard, which I just showed you, your neighborhood, which is a list of 30 names of people that live around you, and then your portal, which allows you to see who's voted and who hasn't voted. The postcard is relatively simple, just like I said. They come in here and they click on the share, and what that will do is open a window that will have that postcard that they created. You can see it right there, and there's the share button down below, and they can just share that inside their actual network. And share it to their friends. Now what this does for us is that actual link is connected to a form, and once again all prototype. So when they click on that link, they can actually pledge to support, and once again this goes and collects contact information for that individual. Now I want to point out that this share document is part of a community I built out, a test community, and the whole purpose of this test community is to capture information on the individual. So if we were to just give them a image, they could post that anywhere and we wouldn't be able to see what was happening. But because it is a part of a Facebook community, we can see any shares, likes, or comments on that actual post. That's important because we're going to want to capture who's sharing and liking and put that into the actual database, as well as anyone that fills out that form I just showed you. So the form that I just showed you, plus any shares and likes that the post get, are going to be recorded in a database, which will be the second part of that email that you saw. So I'm sorry, before I go to that one, there's also the your neighborhood. So in addition to getting the postcard, we take 30 names from the universe that the person lives in, and they can download the full list. And this is just a simple PDF generated off of, oh, no thanks, generated off of the Vote Builder database. 30 people that live in Hanover around this individual. And if they want, they can download the Door Knocker. Let me just go back to the, you can download Door Knockers, and once again, completely demonstration purposes. But it'd be a door knocker that would tell people to vote. The whole purpose behind this is that if you are interested in doing this, you may want to take an initiative and go into your neighborhood and find out 30 people around you that are potential voters for a Democratic ticket. And once again, that's completely pulled from the universe and ID'd votes. So this individual would have the name of 30 people that live around them that were either a part of the universe we're targeting or actually ID'd by one of the campaigns. They can download it. It has the address and the phone number, and they can download the door knocker to put on the person's door. Now, completely up to them how they contact them, but all we want them to do is basically remind these people that early voting starts on the 22nd, and that they need to vote by November 6th. So what happens next is that we have this system right here, which is a database, nothing more than a Google spreadsheet. And this is the prospects. So when an individual fills out one of those forms, the actual data is recorded in the Google spreadsheet. And what we're going to have happen is that people who click the pledge form, that data is going to go into the pledge spreadsheet tab. And we'll have individuals check to see if that person's actually registered. And when they show up as registered, we'll have the data be put into the master table with the information. And then as they go through, we'll keep adding and adding. And then there's also a social media tab where any individual that interacts with one of these posts will be recorded, basically record the time that we saw it, the name, the platform it was seen on, the action that was taken, and the full thing. So we're tracking any likes, shares, or comments in a spreadsheet, and then once again we're verifying that those people are registered to vote, and if they are, they go up into the master database. Now, once we do this, we're basically recording all this information. And then as the data starts coming in with who's voted, there's a tab for that, and it shows all the people that have voted, and we compare that with the master and check off anyone that has actually voted, and showing that they are. Now, the individual that has clicked on that link and goes to the page for their portal is going to see everyone in town that has been targeted or has voted. So when they go, they can actually keep track of the people who voted in their community. Now, once early voting starts, we'll convert this to an email. So I've identified 25 people, plus I've talked to 15 of the 30 people in my town to make sure they're voting. This portal will then show them that of those 30 people that I've talked to, only 6 of them have voted, and of the 15 that I've contacted, only 5 of them have voted. And on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, I'll get an email from the system saying, "Hey, John, you need to check out." You'll say basically, "John, these 11 people have voted out of the 60 people that you have interacted with. Please go and ask them to vote." And on a daily basis, they'll keep getting updates on whether or not people voted. So individuals that are taking part on this, I'm just going to bring it back to the pledge page. This will still be available all the way through early voting. So they can keep asking people to support them via the Facebook post. And the great thing about this is we can change this Facebook post, so that will change the image based on what's happening. So if we're at start of early voting, we can change the image to say your message, basically, "Hey, early voting started," your message, and then the date that it started, and then resend it to the individual. The whole purpose of this is to develop a system where we are actually recording who voted, and letting the people know in their community that they've voted, as well as the people who have friends and family, letting them know if they voted. So it's all going to be very labor intensive as far as doing this right now, as far as this prototype goes, but it can be completely automated. So all of these things that you see in the background where individuals would be typing stuff in, that can be completely automated, and I hope we do. So that's the basic idea. If you go to, and let me just get the link for you. So I'm going to give you a link that you can go to see the working prototype. Mind you, when you type in your contact information, it's still going to just give you, I'm going to bring up Microsoft Word. Oh, the other thing that people can do, and let me share this with you, is they can actually download postcards. So the message and everything can be downloaded and printed at your house. And then, let's say you want to mail it, then you can mail it. Or you can just drop these postcards off to individuals. So the URL that you can go to see the prototype of this is bit.ly/early voting active. So early voting active, remember that it is case sensitive because it is bit.ly. And that's all I got for you guys. Hopefully this demonstration has been helpful. It would have been impossible for me to try to explain this in words. So give me a shout. You got my number, or shoot me an email. Bye.